Upcoming Distractions, Questioning Movies by Frank W. Baker. Be sure to follow along in your Journeys textbook. Movies are fun, there's no doubt about that. But sometimes movies don't give us the whole story, and that can be a problem. But never fear, there is an easy way to make sure we aren't influenced without knowing it. Think about what you see and ask questions. What is left out of the message? Every time cinematographers look through their camera, they frame their shot. They focus on one thing. But just as important as what's in their frame is what isn't. Sometimes movie makers leave things out of the frame or out of the script on purpose. But why would they do that? Well, there are a few reasons. The numbing effect. One reason filmmakers leave things out is simply a length issue. If our legs fall asleep because the movie is too long, we're not going to like it. Movie makers have to decide what to keep and what to cut. Lingo. Frame. To focus the camera on an object or scene. Painting a bad picture. Sometimes movies leave things out that would make them lose momentum. Fast-paced action car chase movies are exciting to watch. Violent fight scenes are thrilling to see. But movies don't always show the effects of those actions. Watching people clean up damage or go to the hospital just isn't as fun. So even though the movie is entertaining, we have to remember that it's not really how things would go down in real life. Painting a pretty picture. Think about a movie dealing with ordinary people with real problems. Maybe a dad loses his job. Even without a job, the family still has a brand new car, a beautiful home, and fashionable clothes. How can they afford it? Movie making magic, that's how. A leading man doesn't look as good driving a rusty old car. A leading lady, even when she's fighting the bad guys, wears high heels. These tricks make for entertaining viewing, but they don't paint an accurate picture of real life. Try it out. Imagine that you're writing a screenplay about your life. It's getting long, so you have to decide what to leave out. Make a list of things you would not put in a movie about you. Here are some things to consider. Do you show your bad habits? Why or why not? If you don't, does that change the story of the real you? Do you include situations where you got in trouble? Why or why not? How does the message get my attention? So now we know studios think a lot about who the movie is for, what they'd put in the movie, and what to leave out. But how do they get the word out? Movie studios advertise their movies like crazy. They market their films in places where their target audience will see it. Trailers for Revenge of the Mighty Hamburger won't be running during the evening news. Kids aren't watching TV then. But they'll be all over the TV right around the time school lets out. Movie studios use more than trailers to grab our attention. They use every marketing trick in the book. Movie posters tell about important features of a movie. They list the title, the stars, and what happens. Stars of the movie give lots of interviews on TV, on the radio, in magazines, and even on websites. Movie makers hope the more you hear about the movie, the more interested you'll be. Blogs or weblogs are becoming a popular way to promote movies. Bloggers write about movies to create more buzz. Movie critics get to see movies before the public. Their reviews carry a lot of weight. Many people will go see a movie that gets 2 thumbs up. Mixing up a movie. It takes a lot of ingredients to mix up a film. These ingredients all have to work together to keep us in our seats. Why does that matter? Well, if we aren't interested, we won't buy the products featured in the film or tell our friends to buy tickets. In a movie, we only see what the camera does, and movie makers use this to their advantage. In a scene in Jaws, the director wanted the shark's point of view, so the camera became the shark. When the shark moved, the camera was panned. We don't see the shark, but we know it's after the swimmer. The position of light can tell us a lot about what's happening. A character in a well-lit area is safe and happy. When a person's face is half in shadow, half in light, we know she is doing something evil. Movie makers use CGI, computer-generated imagery, to keep the action going. Dangerous or imaginary scenes can be digitally created to look like anything they want. The character Gollum from The Lord of the Rings was made using CGI. Lingo. Pan, to move the camera back and forth. Could you imagine Star Wars without the music? Music is a great trick to keep our attention. Generally, we don't even think about the music. But without it, movies just wouldn't be as exciting. Did you know editors dub in the soundtrack after the movie is filmed? The actors may not even hear the finished soundtrack until they see the final cut of the movie. Lingo. Dub. Adding a soundtrack to a movie after filming is complete. Jolt per minute. Lighting, music, camera angles, and special effects are all ingredients that make the movies exciting and fun. But movie makers have other tricks they use to keep us watching. One of these tricks is called jolts per minute, JPM. JPMs are fast, exciting quick cuts or action sequences that get you excited. Lingo, quick cut. Fast scene changes that are meant to jolt and excite you. Try it out. Music can play a big role in a movie's JPMs. Suppose Revenge of the Mighty Hamburger needs a soundtrack. Get out your CD collection. Pick out some songs that would fit these scenes. The Mighty Hamburger is rolling down the hill on his skateboard going 60 miles per hour. The cops are chasing him and getting closer and closer. The Mighty Hamburger and a beautiful cheeseburger take a stroll along the beach at sunset. Did you use different kinds of music for each scene? Why or why not? Could you use something other than music to beef up a movie's JPMs? The end. Movies are great entertainment, and sometimes they even teach us a thing or two. That's why we watch them. What's cool though is that we don't have to believe everything a movie shows. It's totally our choice. So let's go pop some popcorn, watch a movie, and enjoy asking questions.